Hey guys, OGalbina here, bringing you guys yet another Twitter discussion. Today we're going to be watching some Pokemon, but I had a little bit of an idea for a fun little thought experiment. So the idea is you take one Pokemon you find underwhelming or underpowered. From there you can buff one thing in its toolkit. One thing, not everybody read this correctly, but one thing, and that's how we'll approach it when we're reading through them. These are your options. You can give it one move, plus 10 or minus 10 in one stat, you know, if you want to do some trick room shenanigans, or a new ability. We'll try and keep it thematic too, and reply below to be featured in a vid. That's this vid. So if you guys do enjoy today's discussion, we'll kind of be talking about some buff and some mons with ideas that you guys have. Be sure to drop a like on the video as well as subscribe to the channel. On our way to 4K subs, and I would really appreciate it if you helped us out along that journey. We do videos like this all the time. That being said, let's jump into it. First up, we have A12 here talking about Gengar, saying give it an ability that makes physical moves special. It would be cool to use Elemental Punch Gengar. I think this is a really, really cool idea. I forget what it's called, but I know in GPL, which is a custom mega draft league, they have a Reuniclus where its ability is that like all of its moves turn special, like physical moves and its special moves stay special. So it has like physical fire punch and, you know, things like that, or special fire punch, special gyro ball, things like that. And I think that'd be really cool. Obviously Gengar has some pretty insane coverage on the physical side, on top of obviously it's really good special coverage, but giving it fire punch and ice punch would be really, really cool. So I'd be here for it, and it would make sense. You could do something spectral, blah blah blah. Like, I think it makes sense. So yeah, definitely a cool one. Next up, we have Kaz here saying some fan favorites you'll probably see a few times, but Shift Gear Metagross, please. I've been asking for a long time. Player of Tapu Bulu, please. I've been asking for a long time. Toxispecs Mug, that one makes sense because, or that one I'm here for because it just makes sense, right? Like, why does it not get that already? So, I mean, it wouldn't, like, break them on. I don't think T-Specs are, like, incredible this generation, but it would be a good buff, right? I wouldn't be opposed to it. And then we have, I may be crazy, but with Power Creep, I think we can lessen the effects of Truant Slacking to, like, 2 turns on, 1 off, and slow start Regigigas to 3. Now, I think you could just get rid of Truant in general on Slacking. Give it a nothing ability, like, nothing that boosts it up, but it's, realistically, if you look at the stats of some Pokemon, it's not great, right? Comparatively. So I'd be here for it. And then slow start Regigigas to 3. Or what you could do is you could make it to where the ticker does not change upon switch out. So you could switch it in, whatever, it's like that total 5 turns. You could switch it in, waste a couple turns, switch out, come back in. You still only have like 2 on that counter. That would make it potentially like usable in the lower tiers too, opposed to, you know, how terrible the ability is now. Next up, we have Jaber here saying the Noivern we get forced into drafting when we don't have speed would be so much better with plus 10 special attack. I'm 100% a believer in this. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Noivern on this calc just so you guys can see the stats. 97 is just very, very underwhelming. 107 though, decent chunk, right? I mean, we can just even just look at like a neutral calc and to like say like a Mew. Say we're like a really cool Boom Burst variant, right? Terra Normal Boom Burst set. It's pretty cool. We have Terra Normal. Bam. We are a roll to 2-hit KO Mew, but if we change this to 107, it is pretty much a guaranteed 2-hit KO. So like that 10 base special attack would actually be a huge, huge difference for Noivern in gaining a little bit of viability. Next up, we have Zeke here. When I told him to buff some underwhelming Pokemon, he decided Iron Bundle. Give my go Iron Bundle, Focus Blast / Aura Sphere. I don't care which one. He's got that shit in the bag. I know he does. At least that's not saying give him Scald or Surf. I think it'd be a cool coverage move. It makes sense. It would help in the bulky Steel matchup as like Ice Resist pivots in, right? I need to give Dracovish Flip Turn and plus 10 speed. I can read the rules, I swear. No, that's not reading the rules. I don't think Flip Turn would actually be that crazy. I feel like if you're going to predict a switch with Dracovish, one, you either blow through it with a Fish's Red because it's a switch, or you just keep clicking it. Plus in speed, I think, would kind of break them on. I think one of the things that balances it, that it has a pretty shitty speed tier for a Pokemon that's contingent on moving first. So I'd say no on that one. Oh, and then we have give my actual go Zero or Ice Punch. It would be a great buff for Zera. I'm here for Ice Punch Zera. Alright, next up we have Mimikyu getting Poltergeist. Enough said. 100% Shadow Claw is just not a strong enough stab option. It just really isn't. Offensive Mimikyu sets have kind of fallen by the wayside this generation, and they're typically used, at least in Draft League where I play, as like more utility variants like Curse, Will-O-Wisp type stuff. Aiming at Poltergeist would be a lot nicer. Morpeko plus 10 attack would go kind of hard. Would be still super big, but cool. Let's see. I'm actually curious. I can't lie to you guys. I don't know what Morpeko's attack stat is. 95, so 105. Similar to that Noivern kind of range. I'm here for it. I love Psychic Star, but plus 10 on any of its stats other than speed would do wonders for it. Yeah, I think I'd probably lean more in the special attacking area, or in the physical attacking, maybe 105, like, let it be that, like, super utility spinner that hits decently hard. You could also make the special attack a little bit better, because we have high base power moves, like Draco Meteor, Overheat, things like that, so, wouldn't be the worst idea in the world. And then Palestine having Water Absorb instead of its shit-ass water compaction would be insane. Yeah, and it would make sense thematically, right? Sand absorbing the water, yeah, Sandcastle in particular doing so, but yeah. Next up, we have Dell here saying plus 10 speed to Crook, Haxorus, and Chandelure. These Pokemon would become immensely better. I wouldn't say broken. Remember how power crap this generation is before we yell in the comments about this might want to be broken. 102 speed Crocodile is my dream. If those of you who have never been on the channel before, or just, don't know me or don't know a ball, I am the biggest Crocodile stan in the world. I'd lose my mind for a 102 speed Crocodile. It'd be an incredible speed tier. It makes Scarf Set so much better. It just make it so much better in general. Haxorus at 107. Also pretty insane. And Chandelure, it's kind of very middling speed tier wise, and I think actually buffing up to 90 wouldn't be bad. It'd make it a little bit more justifiable as a breaker with base 90 speed. It actually outspeeds some shit without running a Scarf, so I'm here for it. Next up, we have Cly's here, saying Florges goes from mid in situation to very formidable if it gets any of the following. Either, and again, we're kind of just saying this is one of it getting one. Mystical Fire. Yes, 100%. Fairy's going to Mystic Fire is always a good thing for him. Plus 10 speed. I'm interested in that. Let's look at Florges' speed. It's in the 70s, right? 75, 85. I mean, I think it would be a nice buff. I don't think it would really change them on. And Levitate, I mean, getting another immunity over having a useless ability in, like, Flower Veil is always just a good thing, right? So, I'd be here for it. For abilities, I feel like there's a ton of them that make thematic sense. Serene Grace, Regen, Sap Sipper. Serene Grace would be cool. Serene Grace Moonblast are really annoying, but there's not really much that takes advantage of it otherwise, so I feel like you'd want to add another move in some way, so, yeah. There's a legend that says, Burger here says there's a legend that says Komodo is covered in glittering scales in order to drive away the great darkness covering the world. Legit screams so multi-scale. He has so many. Dude, multi-scale Komodo would be a different beast. Are you kidding me? The amount of setup that this guy gets, Terra, yeah, this would be nuts. This would be absolutely insane. Obviously, Clanger's Soul is a little bit interesting with something like multi-scale in the sense of, like, you're cutting your own HP, but if you're trying to set up on something that's slower than you, it's incredible. It's great. It keeps you above that 33% pretty much guaranteed. So, yeah. He does have multi-scales, right? So it'd be cool. I'm here for that one. I want Komodo to be good. I want Komodo and Gujar to get big considerable buffs because they're so much worse than, like, every other pseudo. Next up, we have Onesie Banana here saying, give Luxray that Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu move, Zippy Zap. Priority of 50 base power electric move that always crits. I think it's a great way to bypass its bad speed without messing up too much of its kit. Yeah, I'd be here for it. Let's see, Luxray's biggest thing is it's slow and bad, but it's strong, right? Not bulky, but it's very slow. With a Guts boost, those Zippy Zaps, you're gonna go crazy. We might need to name it something new, though, because I don't think I could, like, justify saying, Zippy Zap, go! You know? I might have to not put it on the builder, but I'm here for it. That's a good one. Here's some changes I do from Soul Blaze here. Claydol gets recovered. The sustained reserves. It makes sense thematically too. Plenty of psychics get recovered, give Claydol recover. Crabominable gets Fur Coat. Ooh, okay. Mitigate that crappy ice typing, especially in the snow too. Get a double defense boost. I'd kill the give Vikavolt Roost again. Yes, please. I'd give Garbodor Earth Eater. I guess I could kind of see it. And again, a poison type with a ground immunity. Not only that, but like a ground absorb ability is really nice. And then we have Surge to Executor Alola, Mr. Rhyme, Golem Alola, and G Rapidash respectively. I'm assuming for grassy terrain, psychic terrain, electric terrain, and misty terrain. Yeah, I mean, to make them better. I think Pokemon like Golem and Rapidash need a little bit more than that. Like, I'd love to see, like, a good Golem one in particular is give it back Rapid Spin like I had in GSC. And obviously give that to Golem Alola, too. It's a great way of buffing them, right? Electric Rapid Spin would also be cool. Alright, next up we have Scribbler here saying, I'm torn between two buffs for Dusknoir. Give it Strength Sap for the longevity it deserves. Probably more impactful for regular singles. Yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. It makes sense, like Ghost type, right? Just like sucking your energy away and stuff like that. That's dope. And then we have Give it Levitate. Dusk will have it, Dusknoir doesn't. This would instantly make it one of the best spin blockers in SV draft. Really, really cool shout. Now, I know people have been kind of drafting Dusknoir a decent amount in the last DCL. It saw a decent amount of play. It's decently bulky spin blocker. With Levitate, it would be a great spin blocker into guys like Tusk and Treads. Because those strong Earthquakes and Headlong Rushes just aren't going to do damage, right? We obviously have knockoff, but we can mitigate that with a Culver Berry and the Strength Step if we give it, right? So either one is pretty cool. I would kind of lean towards Strength Step being a little bit better overall, but for like the draft specific bias, which I get because Scribble's also a draft player, very good draft player. Getting like a cool low tier spin blocker that stuffs what do you call it, Tuscan Treads, which are so omnipresent as spinners, is really cool. All right. Next up, we have L5 here saying the fact that Neolego does not get Earth Power is a federal crime. Why does Glamora get Earth Power and Neolego doesn't? Were they just worried that Neolego would be good? It wouldn't have been broken. It would have just been really good. Getting coverage for steel types in general on that thing would have been incredible. Back in Generation 7, you could run like HP Ground and Fires. Now you couldn't in Gen 9 anymore. You could push through a lot of steals, but man, those Meteor Beam sets, speed boosting, they'd be a threat with a little Earth Power behind them. You know what I mean? So I'm here for it. Next up, we have Soul here with a couple. So, again, this is one of those things where I don't know if we super read, or understood at least, the parameters. So we'll kind of just look at all of them. Snarl for Unova and Samurai, that'd probably be good for doubles. Plus 10 defense, that'd be cool. Intimidate would be great. Intimidate would be great. So I'm going to pick one that I like the most of these. That's how we'll do it. Ice Spinner, and then plus attack for Hisui and Samurott. I would probably just say the plus attack would be better. Ice Spinner is cool coverage. Is it sharpness boosted, I guess is my next question? I'm not sure. Next up, we have Unova and Zoroark with Parting Shot and plus 10 special attack. Ooh, which one would I pick? If I had to pick between Parting Shot and plus 10 special attack Unova and Zoroark, what would I pick? I feel like the whole point is to kind of like is to kind of catch people off guard and pick them off with a nice little KO when they fall for your disguise. So I'm going to say plus 10 special attack is probably better. Hisui and Zoroark, Fake Out and plus 10 speed. I think Fake Out would be much better for doubles, but plus 10 speed is plus 10 speed is really good for singles. So I'm going to lean the singles one because I play singles, but Fake Out and Hisui and Zoroark would probably be insane. Whether it be disguising as a Fake Out Mon or disguising as not Fake Out Mon, getting faked out and then losing something. It would be kind of broken. Brux's Fish's Rend or plus 10 speed Fish's Rend, for sure. Easy. Galissapod U-Turn or plus 10 speed F. I didn't know U-Turn wasn't a move on Galissapod's moveset until like recently. That makes me so mad. So we're going to say U-Turn out of those. Galvantula, Rising Voltage, plus special attack or Electric Surge. Obviously, the move is kind of like assumed alongside the ability. But I'm going to say, oops, I didn't even scroll down for y'all. I'm going to say just Electric Surge would be a really great ability on it. Get another Electric Surge bomb would be good. But yeah. Alright, next up we have Sharpie Plays here saying, honestly, just take Sharpedo and give it plus 10 speed and I'm good. Hell yeah. Goodra could use Recover, 100%. Grassy Surge Meganium, I'd be here for it. I don't think they would ever do it because there's already another starter with that ability, but it'd be cool. Recover Lantern or plus 10 Fizz Def. I'm going to say Recover would probably be better, but yeah. Reverum plus Speed Boost or Rapid Spin. Speed Boost would be great, and Rapid Spin would also be really, really good. I'd be here for either of them. Those are great. Fish's Run Veluza, balance because it's slow. Yeah, I'd be here for it too. I'd be here for it. Mnaz here saying Obstagoon. He could probably get all three and still be underpowered. Move. Give him more Reckless move. He only has one. Double Edge. Or give him E-Speed. I'd say E-Speed. Reckless is just kind of like the bad ability on it, right? I wouldn't be too concerned about buffing like the worst set. More so, I want to click Guts E-Speed, right? Guts that B-Speed. And such, or plus 10 speed to 105 will make him so much better, but 90 attack, he isn't doing much. I would say lean heavy into that Guts Breaker roll and give it 10 more attack. And bring it up to 100. That's a big, big boost considering the multipliers that guy gets. So, I think that would be the move I would go for. Next up, we have Cypher here, saying Galissapod is one of my favorite Pokemon from Gen 7, but it's a little difficult to make work without limiting yourself to boots. Its ability acts as an eject button when you're down below 50%, which can sometimes be strong, but also really inconvenient with a hazard weakness. Did he say what he wants? Giving it a new ability kind of feels like going against design, but it would massively help its consistency and thus versatility in sets. Galissapod's design is based on old samurai armor and isopods, so Regenerator and Sharpness come to mind for each aspect respectively. You could also alternatively give it U-Turn, which fits thematically in a way, and would fit most sets like a glove, benefiting from its ability to offensively check Pokemon first impression and complementing its ability to set up spikes. I don't think giving a plus 10 to HP or attack makes a big difference. Stat changes wouldn't change much unless they were drastic, and I think it just needs better tools to accommodate stat spread and first impression spikes across access to the ones I listed below are the best ones I could find that I think would thematically fit. This is a good shout. Sorry, I'm here for this. This is a good shout. I think either reworking Emergency Exit or getting a new ability would be the best thing for Gliscopod humanly possible. It does go against the Mon in general, so I understand that. I think giving U-turn is like the most realistic buff that you could give this Mon, but I would love to see like a reworked, emergency exit, or even just like below 33% or something like that. I don't know. There is like plus sides to emergency exit, don't get me wrong, especially in Nuzlocke. I guess the Nuzlocke GOAT, but in like competitive Pokemon, there is like, it is like a built-in eject button, but you know, it's a little bit tough. Next up here, we have NTP String Cheese. Shout out to String Cheese. Gotta be one of my favorite cheeses. Is String Cheese a type of cheese? Or is it just mozzarella that's pulled into strings? But we see Gudra with Regenerator. It makes sense. It's a slug, and it's a really bad pseudo. Please make it good, right? Please make it good. Next up, we have Charizard plus 10 speed and give it back a roost. That's all. I mean, you could do either or. I think like plus 10 speed on Zard would be pretty darn good as like a solar power sweeper, so if I had to pick one, I'm probably giving it that. Next up, we have a really fun one from Ben here saying, give Guerrilla Tactics to Unova Darm, please. Yes, that'd be so darn cool. This Mon is so ridiculously strong, but it's still so bad. It's fallen behind so heavy. Giving it a broken ability like Guerrilla Tactics to be able to throwing off CB, Choice Scarf hits, or just double CB hits is crazy. Next up, we have Misty Bot. Give Pikachu Wonder Guard and let it use an Air Balloon. That means it would have to be broken, right? It would have to be broken. Next up, we have Give Flygon Sheer Force like Trapinch. Levitate doesn't do anything for it, and with Sheer Force, it can function similarly to Nidoking as a special attacker. Flygon is barely weaker with slightly more bulk and more speed. This would help differentiate itself from Garchomp. This is a good idea from Jason here. I actually like this a lot. People don't realize that Nidoking, without the Sheer Force Life Orb multiplier, is not the strongest Pokemon in the world. So those Sheer Force boosted like Earth powers would be really, really cool. The issue is like we don't really have a Dragon Stab that's really benefited from it. I guess Flamethrower would be really strong. Bug Buzz, but other than that, Flygon doesn't have a lot of Sheer Force boosted special attacks, so we would kind of need that. We have Rock Slide too, which is really nice from the physical side, so you'd have to do that. Alright, next up, we have the Texas Dragon Scale, who pulled out his entire notebook. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's... we're zooming through these, man. I can't sit on these for too long. There's way too many of these. Alright, I'll start. Electivire, Sheer Force. I'd give it Close Combat if I could, too. We gotta pick one. We're picking Sheer Force. I'm here for it. Magmortar with Sheer Force. I'd also give it Earth Power if I could, too. That's definitely really cool. Golurk with Shift Gear. I'm here for that. That makes a lot of sense, actually, with, like, how it's designed. And Gudra with Recover, which is one we have already seen. Whoa, okay, we're just going through the ones that are submitted in the regular thing. Ampharos with Telglow. So I did a video recently with custom megas, or like not custom megas, buffing the worst megas, and I gave Ampharos Tailglow, and about 17 people wanted to kill me. They were so upset. It wouldn't be broken, chat. I promise you it'd be okay. Braylon with Trailblaze, if Game Freak ever grew some balls. Yeah, they very deliberately did not give him Technician Trailblaze, which is so sad. Mega with Hurricane, I'm here for it. Air Slash is just weak. Crocodile, any one of Headlong Rush for better burst damage for Scarf Moxie sets, Swords Dance for Skeleton Shot sets, or Dragon Dance. Yeah, I mean, any of those would be absolutely incredible. And I'm always here for my goat down here to get a big, big buff, right? Huge, huge buff. So I'm here for it. That's my goat, Crocodile. Next up, we have some more ideas. Aerodactyl, Head Smash, or Brave Bird. Torn between the two, but lean towards the latter. Stone Edge is serviceable. Yeah, I'd say Brave Bird's probably better overall, just because, like, we don't have good Flying Stab and we have good Rock Stab, right? Typhlosion with Earth Power, or Grass Knot would be nice too. I think Earth Power would be good, right? We can push through a lot of waters. I think Earth Power is probably your... Actually, I'm wondering if Grass Knot would be a little bit better. Because, like, we can kind of push through a lot of those bulky, like, rocks and things like that, which is what Earth Power would be for, with Focus Blast. So I'd say Grass Knot would be better. Energy Ball or Thunderbolt for Delphox. I'd say probably Energy Ball. Thunderbolt would be nice too, but I mean, no, we get Grass Knot, so if you're picking one of the two, you're picking Thunderbolt. And then Slitherwing with Victory Dance. I'm here for it. Look at my boy. He's Victory Dancing right now. He's spinning. I'm here for it. Then we have another one. Drapion with either Tough Claws or Merciless to replace Hidden Ability Keen Eye. Ideal with plus 10 attack bonus too. We gotta pick one. Tough Claws makes the most thematic sense. I'm here for that buff. Fur, replace Runaway or Keen Eye with Simple to synergize with Tidy Up. I mean, he does look kind of simple. Look at him. He's not really thinking about much. He's just chilling. Replace Anticipation with Simple, similarly to synergize with Dragon Dance. It would also make sense. +2/+2 would be pretty crazy on both these guys, but again, their stats are so low that I think it's okay. And with Salazzle with Scorching Sands, I think it's a good coverage move. It seems like it makes sense thematically. A lot of fire types can already learn Scorching Sands, so I'd be here for it. Probably my last one here. We've made it. No, yeah, there's more. Wigglytoad, fur coat, or at least fluffy. Ideally with plus 10 spread F and stabs, moonburst, moonblast. We gotta pick one. So we're just gonna go with the first one. Fur coat will be dope. Great ability. Flygon, sheer force from trap into an ability. We already kind of talked about that one. Cool one. Zipstrika, reckless. Ideally with flare blitz replaces lightning rod. Reckless would be strong with like what do you call it? What am I blanking? Supercell Slam too, so that'd be cool. Zipstrika, Scrafty, sorry, Sucker Punch or Mach Punch. I think Sucker Punch would be a little bit better, and it makes a lot more sense thematically, in my opinion. And then we have No Scratch, that last one's for real. Gale Wings works above 50/49 HP, not just at 100. Make Gale Wings great again. I think you could just make Gale Wings what it was before. I don't care about you doubles players. No cry about it. I care about Talonflame being good in singles again. So I'd be here for it just to get old, you know, pre-nerfed, what do you call it? It would be great. Next up, we have Seahawks Overwatch here, saying Milotic. Give it Regenerator, as the ability gives it much more survivability. As a tanky Pokemon, would help with team synergy. I would like this a lot because then we could just flip turn forever. We would never have to spend turns recovering with Milotic. And I think that's one of the biggest issues with it now, is games are too fast-paced for that to really, really work out. So I'd be here for that. Next up, we have Zethor here saying, as said before, giving Metagross Shift Gear would do wonders for alone and make it a viable pseudo-legendary, right? I'd love a Shift Gear Metagross. I'd lose my mind. That aside, give Manchow 10 more speed. It looks like it should be faster than the stupidly diverse 110 speed card, but it isn't for some reason. I think this alone would be a huge boost. Yeah, it'd be great for it as a Scarfer, or those Choice Band Reckless sets would become so much more viable with 120 speed. Be a great, great Pokemon. But yeah, we have Bandito here, says, might want to do this for a friend of mine and my favorite low tier, Lucario. Give it 5 points to its speed and 5 points to its attack. You know what? I'll bend the rules and say that's okay. Give it the move knockoff for dark coverage and utility. Okay, no, we're not doing all three. We didn't read, Bandito. Give the ability Technician over set best. I'll give you this, even though we didn't technically follow the rules. 5 to its speed and 5 to its attack would be great for Lucario. Again, one of the biggest issues with Lucario is the speed tier. 90 is bad. Giving it 95 is big. Honestly, don't even buff the attack. Just give it 10 to its speed, and it'd be so much better. Next up, we have Mark here. I said, saying, I think giving Absolute Sharpness as a hidden ability over Justify would be a good upgrade for it. 100%. Nice little strong Night Slashes and Sacred Sword. Does Absolute get Sacred Sword? I don't know. We'll give it Sacred Sword too. Give Noctowl plus 10 defense. Just a little bit more bulk would be nice, yeah. Especially because it is more of a split F tank. And Quilladin should have always had Spiky Shield from the beginning. Yeah, screw just Chestnut. Give it to Quilladin too. I'm here for it. Next up, we have My Chemical Romance here. The actual band. It's them. They like Pokemon. Snorlax Drain Punch maybe. It doesn't really help with its moveset. Okay, so we won't give it that. Plus 10 attack. That'd be cool, but a new ability that makes it 25% less damage while sleeping, or one that triggers an attack or stat boost upon waking up. Comment is boring. I mean, I think this is actually a cool idea, right? While it's sleeping, it just takes less damage as a sleeping Pokemon. That'd be cool. I'm here for it. But yeah, cool ideas from you guys today. I wanted to get this video out to you guys. I put up this Twitter thread like a month ago at this point, so I figured it was time to get it out to you guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Again, drop a like if you enjoyed, sub if you're new, and I will see you guys Sunday with our BBL Week 8 against Nexus. So yeah, I'll see y'all then. Later.